And either the last or second to last airflow test of the day, this Sebo X4. I won this off high bid. The item price was like $3, which, it sounds incredible, and I'm sure someone's sitting out there going, wow, you won that for $3? I'm like, yes, I did, but the shipping was unspecified, and when the bill came for the shipping, it turned out to be like 110 in total. So that's still a good deal for an X4, $110, but it's kind of annoying when you win an item for that cheap and then you have to spend that much on shipping. So if you use high bid, just be aware you might get hosed on the shipping cost. Alright, let's take our voltage and our wattage. We're still running low on voltage, but it's whatever. That's weird. It's never done that before now. Maybe it has something to do with it being hooked up to this. I don't know. And it probably has something to do with it being upright too. Because just like the Windsor Versamatic, when it's upright, it kind of chokes off the air path, so it's thinking it's clogged. Which, I've worked on quite a few of the like Sebo G series, the manual height adjustment ones, and I was quite intrigued to learn that these did not use the same full bag sensor. So I'll post a picture of that here for you guys to see, that it has the space in the neck here, but it doesn't have the sensor. And it's like in talking to another collector, there are two possibilities in how it determines that it's clogged, since it doesn't have that sensor in it. It might be because there is a monitoring, one of the PCB boards in here monitors the clutch assembly. That's how it tells whether it needs to adjust up or down, is by the speed that's moving at. I'm guessing if it's moving too slowly, then it adjusts up, and if it's moving too quickly, it moves it down. But when you block off a machine's motor, the RPM of the motor increases because there's no resistance from the incoming air. So I think it's using that sensor on the clutch in order to determine that the bag is full and or clogged. Because it would be running at a much higher RPM, so it senses that high RPM and lights this light up. Now, another collector suggested that it could be monitoring the wattage. And obviously when you have less resistance, you also have a lower wattage. The more resistance, like the more airflow you're getting in there, the more stress it's putting on the motor. So it's going to consume a little bit more electricity. So I don't know what the case is with this exactly, but some interesting ideas. Alright, let's take the airflow at the body. Yeah, now notice when I have the hose unplugged from here, the bag change light is no longer on. So it's safe to say that keeping it in the upright position is what was causing that. Well, we seem to be holding steady. And now for the suction at the body. Light came on, light switched off. Alright, hose reattached. Let's take the airflow here, and then we'll take the suction out there, we'll do the wand, and then we'll do the base. We don't seem to be going anywhere. And the hose suction. And just like with the Versamatic Plus I just tested, we don't necessarily have a great seal in this sort of locked out hose configuration. So it's just kind of whatever. It's a little bit hard to get the cone on straight too when you have that curved opening on the end of it. So we won't be able to take a suction test at the end of the wand. Okay, I think we're just going to call that good. Alright, and before getting this all secured, I did let it run in a leaned back position, so hopefully it's on its lowest possible height. So we don't have any gaps between the machine base and the box. Although, having the softer rubber on the back, I don't think we are going to run into issues with that. So, let's commence the airflow testing. The brush is free spinning, so that's why that light is on. There's no resistance for it. But it seems like we've hit our maximum. And there is no brush roll control with this, so straight onto the suction. Definitely a lot better sealed than the Versamatic. And that's enough to turn on the bag clog light. And I'll have to give this a moment to adjust itself because it's currently on its lowest height. So we'll turn this on and let the automatic height control do its thing. Move this around a little bit. Okay, we appear to be set. As you can see, we're really not getting much for agitation. That's pretty normal. It does a fine job picking up the debris. then when we put it in the upright position, we see the height adjustment light come on as it puts it puts itself into the highest position when the machine's in the upright position. And I guess I always assumed that was I kind of assumed that was a design thing, but kind of looking at the internal components of here, I suppose the only thing that could be causing that is the kind of the air path being pinched off when it's in the upright position, because that would cause a higher RPM. No, maybe not, because a higher RPM would mean that the brush roll isn't making sufficient contact. But I don't remember if I saw a micro switch in this thing. Well, either way, it raises itself up to its highest height when it's put into the upright position. And, like a lot of people have said, they wish this thing would dig a little bit more into their carpet. Like the automatic height adjustment kind of made it glide over the surface rather than digging in. I think I share that sentiment with those people. I mean, it's not a bad machine, it's just I do wish it would dig in a little bit more, which is why I feel like one of the reasons I feel like the Sebo Felix is a better choice than the X4, because I believe we also have more power at the base. So between the manual height adjustment, which can dig in a little bit better, and a stronger, potentially, motor on the Felix, as well as having a dual motor system where you can shut off the brush roll, I just think the Felix is overall a better machine than the X4. But, it has its pros and cons to it too.